Hello, life science students, and welcome to the Cornell Notes for the Structure of Organisms. You've been given this piece of paper, a Cornell Notes, that has a big blank area for a picture as opposed to lines for notes. The topic of these notes is Structure of Organisms. And all of the notes that we're going to take today are going to go in this space here. You're not going to write anything over here yet. You will at the end of the notes, but all of the notes that we are going to take are going to be in this section here. All right, here we go. So we are going to be talking about the structure of organisms, all the way from a single cell all the way up to the whole organism. I'm going to be using an example of the urinary system. It's a system that we use to filter the wastes out of our blood and get them out of our bodies. Back on the first page, I want you to draw an upside down triangle, like that. And then divide the triangle into 5 parts. This will be one for each of the topics that we're going to talk about. Cells in the first one at the bottom, tissues in the next one, organs in the middle one, organ systems in the one next from the top, and then organism at the very top. All right, so here's the bottom one of the pyramid, and this one is for just an individual cell. What we're going to do throughout the entire notes is on the right-hand side, we're going to draw a picture and label it, and then on the left-hand side will be the text. So for this one, because we're using the urinary system as our example, we're going to draw a picture of a kidney cell. A kidney cell looks pretty much like just a normal, ordinary body cell like we did way back at the beginning of the year. Okay, with some, maybe some endoplasmic reticulum, some ribosomes, some Golgi complex, maybe a vacuole. Sure, why not? Mitochondria. Why not? Okay, this is an individual kidney cell. Now, a cell, as it relates to the structure of organisms, is the lowest functional unit of the entire organism. Notice I did not say smallest functional unit, because some cells are actually bigger than an entire tissue or even organ. So I say lowest because it's at the bottom of the pyramid. The lowest functional unit is just a single cell, and then you can't get any smaller than that and still be part of an organism. Next is tissue. So in the next section up, write tissue in that little trapezoid there. And then we're going to draw a picture of kidney tissue. So kidney's job is to filter out the wastes from your blood and to then be transported to the bladder so that you can then urinate them out. So I'm going to draw just several circles here, and these kidney cells have tubes inside of them, lots of different tubes. So these are not nuclei in here. These are tubes that help to transport all of the wastes out of your body and into tubes that lead to the ureters that lead to the bladder. And there's a bunch of other organelles in there, but that's okay. We don't need to label those. Okay. Now, a tissue is basically just a group of the same kind of cells that perform the same job. So over here on the left, grouping of the same kind of cell that performs the same job. Okay, and over here I forgot to label our kidney tissue. This is a picture of some kidney tissue. It's sliced across, so it's very, very thin, and then it's been stained with some blue and pink stain so that we can see it better. Here is an individual cell, and then you can see that there are lots of individual cells, and you can see all of the little tubes in each of the individual kidney cells that help to transport. This part right here actually is up here is the nuclei, and then this is a vacuole type structure inside of this individual cell. All right, next up on your pyramid is an organ itself. So this time we're going to draw a kidney, and a kidney has two veins, or one vein and one artery that lead into it. One carries blood to the kidney and the other one takes the blood out of the kidney. And then the kidney itself is shaped like a kidney bean, hence the name of the kidney bean, because it gets its name from the same shape as our kidneys. And then there's all these tubes that lead out to these kind of fringed areas where a lot of the filtering takes place. Most of the filtering actually takes place out in this area here. This area is called the cortex. And then the clean stuff gets returned through here and back out this tube. And then the dirty stuff gets sent to the ureters that go to the bladders so that we can urinate them out. Alright, so this is a kidney. Let me just do this. Kidney. Alright, now, organs. What are organs? Well, organs are basically just a group of tissues that performs a specialized job in the body. And it could be made up of several different kinds of tissues. And if this text does not fit inside your box, you are more than welcome to use the space on the left-hand side. So this is a kidney. You see the location of the kidney is here. It's actually in your back, just underneath your ribs in your back. And you have two of them, okay? And here is the renal artery where it comes in, and then it passes through the cortex, all this area out here, and then goes into these other filters, into the medullas, and then will end up either going to this area here, the renal pelvis, which then goes to the ureter and then gets urinated out, or the clean stuff will get returned into the renal vein and then go out to the rest of the body. All right, your next one is the organ system. And this is where, as you can probably imagine, you have several organs put together. The kidney is just one of several organs in the urinary system that help to filter out and get out the waste out of the body, plus a couple of other things like water balance control inside of your body is all the responsibility of the urinary system. So over here on the right, I'm going to draw just a basic urinary system with the two kidneys and the two ureters that then go down to the bladder, and then the urethra is what allows the urine to leave the body. So this is the urinary system. And an organ system then is just a group of organs that performs a specialized job. In the body. So this again, you saw this at the beginning, but this is the urinary system. We have the kidneys, and then each kidney has a ureter, which leads to the bladder, and then there's a sphincter that is an opening that is controlled by muscles that allows you to control when the urine leaves the body so that you're not just constantly leaking all the time. And then this is the urethra that allows the urine to leave the body. So all of this together is one organ system, the urinary system. And the last little trapezoid up at the top is for the whole organism. So over here, pretty simple, draw a person. And then the organism is defined in this situation, when we're talking about structure of organisms, as all the body's organ systems together. Here's a picture that's from your textbook. This lists the several of the organ systems that we have in our bodies. We have the integumentary system. This is your skin, your hair, your nails. The muscular system, skeletal system, cardiovascular system, your heart and blood vessels, respiratory system, lungs and esophagus and nasal passages, mouth. Urinary system, you know what that is now. The reproductive systems, the nervous system, your brain, your spinal cord, your nerves, the digestive system, the lymphatic system, and lastly the endocrine system. We will be discussing quite a few of these as we go throughout this unit. In particular, we're going to focus on the skeletal system, cardiovascular system, respiratory system, digestive system, and then when we get to family life, we discuss reproductive system, and when we get to drug awareness and prevention, we're going to talk a lot about the nervous system. So now you should have your Cornell Notes look something like this, where you have the upside down pyramid, you've got the pictures on the right, and then you've got your text on the left or even inside of the boxes. Now, there's one more thing that you need to do. Over on the left-hand side, this part right here, okay, take the information on the right and come up with 3 questions. These questions can be about organ systems. They could be sample test questions that might be on a quiz. They could be questions you have about the urinary system that I didn't cover in this lecture that you're curious about and you want to know. Okay? Any of that is fair game. Okay, so all you need to do then, after this is done, is come up with 3 questions, and then I will be checking this on its due date in class.